Hello, hi to everyone. Welcome. Feel free to drop in the chat from which country you are joining, and we are so happy to have you online. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Kun. Happy Earth Week. So excited to be together. We're going to be going live for 2 hours and we have lots scheduled. We have classrooms already backstage that are gearing up to share about their solutions. It is going to be fantastic. Lots of classrooms have been working really hard, and today is the big event.
Amazing. So we launched the Coding for Climate event and the project last year for the very first time. We've been running it for the second time this year. And it's so great to be with teachers and students who really love to use technology or without technology even to find solutions for really some global threats. And it has been really great to see all of those amazing solutions you have been coming up with. And feel free to keep submitting those. There's no real deadline this week. You can still submit all of those online at our website.
That's right. So we have had thousands of schools joining in from all around the world, working very hard for the past 6 weeks. They started with phase 1, which was where they worked to identify their environmental topic. So, Kun, what types of topics did our classrooms select this year?
There are several topics they have been selecting. It has been great to see that some people have been working on climate change. We also have some other projects focusing on that global issue, but we also had people working on deforestation, water scarcity, the loss of biodiversity, pollution, plastics, and so many different topics, basically. Yeah.
That's right. We've had so many environmental challenges addressed, and we had our classrooms break into leagues. So we have representation today. And if you're live in the event, feel free to give a shout out to your league. We had Water League, Ocean League, Land League, and Energy League. And so we're going to hear from classrooms today representing each of those leagues on the solutions that they created.
Yeah, I'm just highlighting some of the comments in our YouTube. People are sharing from which countries and areas they come from, and keep doing that. So we will be featuring your posts. It's great to see that we always have like a global representation, people from Turkey, people from all continents, basically. So always really great to see people being here and celebrating this moment with your students. Because that is what we would like to do, just focusing your work, and we will be having several classrooms online with us today as well. Yeah.
That's right. All right, so we have leagues represented, and then they moved into phase 2. So this is where we brought in coding and computer science. So our classrooms were creating solutions in many different ways. We're going to hear from a lot of those different coding solutions today. They included Scratch, Microbit, Minecraft, Lego Fortnite. They were creating this year for the first time. We had MakeCode Arcade. So we're going to have a lot of different representations of coding solutions today. They were also building offline. I know a lot of our classrooms loved building with Lego bricks. So we're going to have some students sharing about the work that they did using unplugged solutions, even Kun, as well.
Yeah, there's always a special one that basically means that people have not been using a computer nor coding or any other technology. They've been doing this project without any technology. That's great.
That's right. All right. And then as they finish up, and we still have so many classrooms that are working through their solutions, but then we move to phase 3, which is this week, our big week of coming together, celebrating and sharing. So bringing those solutions outside of the classrooms and sharing them out to the world. So we want to hear about all your solutions. They are sharing them on the website. So we've been able to get some sneak peeks into those solutions. We have very special guests that are joining us today. You're going to be hearing from our co-hosts from Earth Day. This is Earth Day, Earth Week. So we're going to bring them in just a little bit. And then representation from all of these groups that you see here that have been cheering our classrooms, students, and teachers along every step of the way. But we wanted to start it off with a very special classroom, right, Kun? That really helped us to be inspired to create this project in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. So as Jen mentioned, we will not be alone today. So we will be having a co-host, we will be having speakers, we will be having classrooms. And now and then we are going to present some slides as well. But we have like great students who will be joining us. Jen, are we already ready to show the first group?
I think so. So we have a very special school. And actually, Kun, you and Brahm are going to be going back to visit this school next month. So maybe you can share where we're heading first and the significance of that special place.
Yeah. So exactly 10 years ago, we started to work with a school in a refugee camp in Kenya. It's called the Kakuma Refugee Camp. And 5 years ago, we built our own 2 innovation lab schools over there. And students have been doing really amazing things over there. We've been teaching sign language. We've been using YouTube videos. We've been creating a school garden and so many different things. But they also have been starting to use a computer and a laptop, which was quite new for them. And they've been using those as part of this project. And so they have been using a very special language, Jen, for a very special issue. Jen, maybe you can share a bit more about that. And then
That's
we'll
right.
go to this classroom.
Yes, we are going to hear from one of our dear favorite teachers, Simon Aliha, and he's going to be sharing about how his students have been using Scratch to think about and bring in innovation with wind turbines. So let's go to Kakuma to hear from the students directly.
Yes, good morning, Monday.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, you can tell us more about your project.
Okay. First of all, I will start with the title. The title is Wind Turbine Light. As you can see, I have designed my project with these codings. You can also design yours, but you can just follow the steps. As for me, if you click the green button or green flag, it just started. Also for me, I use red button to stop the wind turbine, but the light will not turn off, so I will use just space bar to turn it off.
Good. This is a nice project. It is so inspiring. Very nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. So they've been using Scratch, and we will be hearing from them a bit more today, Jen.
That's right. We're going to be hearing from other students that have been using Scratch and some other students that have been thinking about wind and energy as well. So we have a very special guest who's been with us. We were together last year and we've been working towards today all year long. That I'm sure is coming off of a very busy day on Tuesday. So we are so thrilled to welcome in our dear friend from Earth Day. Hi to Emily.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be celebrating with you today, and I can't wait to hear more about all the student solutions for their coding for climate projects. I love the wind turbine introduction a few minutes ago because our theme this year is renewable energy. So that's something we're very passionate about, is finding alternative energy like solar, wind, geothermal, water. So I can't wait to hear more.
Emily, now we just came off of Earth Day 2025. How are you doing? Any big highlights or big moments from the day on Tuesday?
Globally, we had a lot going on. This was our 55th anniversary for Earth Day. So it was a big year for us. And we really turned towards this idea of emphasizing climate action and mobilizing people across the globe. So we've had cleanups, we had school events across the globe to just really reflect on the origins of Earth Day 1970 and how it started. So yeah, it was a very reflective, mobilizing day for us. And I think it energized us for this next Earth Day as well.
Great. Well, we're ready and eager to get moving on the plans for next year. We have lots of celebrating to do today and can't wait to be together for the next 2 hours as we get to hear about some of these awesome student solutions. We'll have some special guest speakers, and we are thrilled to kick off with our first keynote speaker. And this is coming from Stanford in the United States, our dear friend Alice, who is a computer science major there, leading her very own Coding for Climate club there at the university. So, Emily Kuhn, are we ready to hear from Alice?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Alice and I'm a computer science student at Stanford University. And today I'll be talking about some ways we can tackle sustainability challenges with code. But first of all, I just want to say congratulations on all of your innovative solutions. I checked out the website and it's just amazing of all the creativity that you've come up with. So in this presentation, I'll talk about my journey into computer science, some climate and coding initiatives at Stanford University, and also some ideas on where you might want to go next. So my name is Alice, and I come from Sweden, this country in Northern Europe. And I started coding when I was 12 years old for my school projects. Instead of writing an essay, I created a choose-your-own adventure game for chemistry. In biology, I created a food waste calculator. And I even helped the school build their own website to track events and clubs, etc. I was also part of a team at AI Sweden to build kind of the ChatGPT for Swedish. Then coming to Stanford University in the United States, I'm now studying computer science, where my focus is using technology for human and planetary health. For instance, I've been doing research on how we can build AI models to help doctors understand chest x-rays. And together with the Stanford Natural Capital Project, I'm helping to create maps from satellite images to help decide where we should plant trees to reforest the Brazilian Atlantic forest. And to do that, we're working with a computer program called INVEST that can model ecosystems. And like that, we can simulate if we plant trees here or there, how that's going to impact, for example, the amount of carbon that the trees can suck up, or the water quality, or even the biodiversity in the different regions. Another initiative is at the Hopkins Marine Station, where they put small tags on fish like tuna so we can track where these fish are going and how they are migrating around the world. Within energy, there's also a lot of research on campus, trying to make the grid more resilient, more efficient, and also more clean. For example, on campus, we have local buses to take the students around, and there's a project trying to make it 24/7 carbon-free. And to make this happen, we need to have very cool and interesting kind of computer programs that can optimize when to charge the batteries on these buses, because we want to time the charging of the buses when energy is the greenest and the cheapest. Finally, at Jasper Ridge, which is like a big nature preserve, we have something called biodiversity monitoring, where scientists are placing these camera traps, which are basically cameras and audio kind of microphones that we can strap onto trees and record when animals are passing by or when bats are using echolocation to navigate. And using these traps and AI models, we can automatically classify the species and get a count and estimate of how many individuals of different species there are in the area. And these are just a few examples of everything that's going on in the world of coding and climate. And here are some possible future avenues you might want to explore. Climate triage here on the left includes what's called open source projects. It's when people openly share their code for the world so you can collaborate and develop and create awesome stuff together. And Climate Triage has listed a lot of these open source projects that anyone can join from all over the world. And we have found the projects that are pretty beginner friendly to get started with. So if you want some inspiration, you can head to Climate Triage to find some projects to work on next. And on the right, we have Climate Change AI, which is a nonprofit that tries to apply artificial intelligence to climate change solutions. And under the resource tab, we have tutorials, which walk you through how to implement everything from AI models to time series forecasting and a lot of cool stuff, even satellite imagery. So if you're curious to explore more, that's another good resource. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me and I'll do my best to respond. And a couple of friends and I are also starting what's called Planet of Action, where we try to give resources and links and mentorship to people like you who want to take climate action and maybe use technology and code to do so. So if you're interested and want to share some ideas on what you would like to see, please scan this QR code and enter the link. But with that, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
That was fantastic. Thanks to Alice, and congratulations on all the work that you and your students are doing there at Stanford. So, Emily, we're going to keep going with our theme of Sweden. As Alice is from Sweden, we have some young students from 6th grade that have been creating through the Coding for Climate project. So, really excited to bring them in.
Awesome.
All right, welcome to Merjam and to our students representing in Sweden. I know you've had 72 students working across all the leagues, and you have been using a very cool tool that we love with microbits. You're going to be sharing about that. So happy Earth Week to you all.
Thank you. We're just going to find our upload a file so that we can present at the same time.
Perfect.
What is keyboard? We've just want you to know that we've had major problems right today, just this hour, of the Wi-Fi in all of Stockholm. So we've been a bit nervous. Presentation.
Isn't that how it always works?
It's always that way. And right before we were going to present, then we everything just went black. So, but we're here now, and we are so excited.
Great. You all look wonderful. We're just happy to hear from you. So we can't wait to hear about how your project went. Anything you can share would be fantastic. Thanks for preparing for today, and we will turn it over to you.
Yeah, you don't see our PowerPoint, do you? It's processing. It's taking a bit of a time.
It's thinking.
It's thinking.
So far, we cannot see it, no. But that's okay.
Yeah. Should I share screen instead, maybe? Or no, maybe we don't.
It might take a second.
Okay. Sorry.
You see it there? Yeah.
There
it is.
Yay!
Wonderful. That looks great.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, we're 6th graders from Östermalmsskolan in Stockholm, Sweden. We're so excited to be part of this amazing global event.
Today we want to show you how we used coding and microbit to create real climate solutions.
We're not just learning, we're building ideas that could help our planet.
In our school, we formed small groups and each team chose a climate challenge to work on. Our goal was to use microbit to prototype solution that could really help and to feel like we were part of something big. Let's start with the land leak. We focused on the growing problem of forest fires. When forest becomes too dry, fires can start and destroy everything: trees, animals, homes, and more. We asked, what if we could stop the fire before it even begins?
So we built a system using microbit and a soil moisture sensor and an automatic watering system. When the soil gets too dry, the microbit sends a signal to release just enough water to keep the ground moist. This could help prevent wildfires, protect forests, and save biodiversity.
Good. You're doing great, guys. I'm sorry, they're a bit nervous, but you're doing fantastic. Okay.
We even built a model forest to show how it works, from green to dry to fire, or green again with water.
If more places use this system, we could protect animals and plants and stop forest loss around the world. This solution also fits with the water leak. We don't want to waste water, so we programmed the microbit to water only when needed. It's a smart way to save both land and water. Just like in nature, everything is connected.
Next, we looked at the ocean leaf. We saw images of trash floating in the sea coral reefs that had turned white, and sea animals in danger.
It made us feel sad, but also inspired. We wanted to find ways to help the ocean get healthy again, because oceans give life to our planet.
Our team created a model boat with a microbit that could collect floating plastic. We added a temperature sensor to track if the water is getting too hot.
We learned that even small changes in temperature can damage sea life.
That's why we looked at ways to cool the water, and we also played sounds from healthy coral reefs. Scientists say these sounds can help coral grow back, so we made a system that combines coding, sound, and care for marine life. We believe that every little action helps protect the ocean.
These are just a few of our ideas. Other groups work on reducing food waste, using solar power, and even measuring methane to change how cows are fed.
Did you know that by changing the diet of cows to more algae-based, we can reduce the methane release? We learned that coding isn't just fun; it can make real change.
And we are so proud to be doing this with students all around the world.
Together, we are the generation that can protect our planet.
And I would just like to say how incredible proud I am of my students and all of the students that are taking part in Coding for Climate. Your creativity and your curiosity and your courage to try new ideas, it really truly blows my mind. Please keep on going and keep building, questioning, and creating solutions. Because as teachers, we know something very, very important. We know that you are the ones that will help save the world. And so I want to thank everybody for being part of this with us.
That was fantastic. Oh, you all did great. I know when technology is a problem, it makes the nerves come up, but you all did not seem nervous at all. You were fantastic. Congratulations. I love the way you sketched out your slides too. So creative and beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, they're amazing, these kids.
They're incredible. And we have a special guest here to give you a response that would love to meet you. And we are so thrilled to introduce our dear friend, Amy from the Microbit Educational Foundation. And Amy, I know we could see you backstage smiling big. How cool was that presentation?
Wow, you guys could, Jen and Cohen could see me beaming, listening to those amazing students describing their fantastic project, all built with the tiny microbit. And you guys are such experts. Wow, you have used every sensor imaginable. You've also brought in your artistic skills, drawing skills. You really, really impressed me, and I'm sure everybody else watching with that wonderful presentation. So congratulations to all of you and to your wonderful teacher, who I'm sure was working really hard supporting all of you guys. Congratulations, and thank you for such a wonderful presentation. I think it really emphasizes how, you know, in a group context, when you come together and you're sharing your ideas and collaborating with each other, the power of that teamwork and helping you to think about things you mightn't have thought about before. And that's how we learn from each other and how we create really, really great projects. So I'm really excited to have seen that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, now, Amy, we have Microbit as part of our Coding for Climate project. It's always a fan favorite, as you can hear from our classroom here in Sweden. For people who have not heard of Microbit or your foundation, maybe if you could give just a brief overview and maybe ways people could learn more.
Of course, really happy to. Thanks, Jen. Sure. So I'm from the Microbit Educational Foundation, and we are an organization that is dedicated to inspiring every child to create their best digital future. And the way that we do that in the foundation is through the Microbit. So this is our tiny computer. We're super proud of it. It is growing in popularity. It is all over the world now. And the reason for that is because it lends itself to projects where creativity, design thinking, project-based learning can all be brought together in a really simple way. It helps students explore abstract concepts, but making them a reality by something tangible they can hold in their hand. And it can do all sorts of things, as these amazing students helped explain to us. You can use it as a temperature sensor. You can, it responds to light. It responds to movement using the accelerometer. It also has a magnetometer on it, so it knows which direction it's pointing in. So you can use it as a compass. There's tons and tons of possibilities that you can explore using the microbit, and particularly with regards to coding and climate projects. And our work at the Foundation is to support projects just like the one we've just heard about in exploring their creativity, enabling access to really high quality, accessible resources, all of which are available for free. Our mission is to ensure access to these skills and these types of inquiries without it costing lots of money, because that is the way that we ensure every child gets the opportunity to explore them. So it's this example of a project is exactly the kind of thing we love to see. And your students are completely right in what they said in terms of being part of something bigger. That's absolutely what we like to talk about here at the Foundation. There are students in classrooms and coding clubs and other types of projects all over the world who are thinking just like you guys are today about the challenge before you, about our planet. And they're using the microbit and lots of other cool tools as well to come up with those solutions. And it's really putting the tools in those young people's hands. And that's what we really care about.
Well, Amy, we're so grateful for all the work you all are doing every day to support classrooms and make learning accessible and these types of innovations and creative solutions. So thank you for being with us and cheering along these students. Thank you to all of these great ideas across all 4 leagues. This is a pretty big challenge you took on, and sharing that with us today. We appreciate you all and wish you a very happy Earth Week.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.
All right. So I know, Koen, we have another classroom who has been doing some awesome things, and not too far from you in Belgium, a little farther from me here in the United States.
It's a special place. When Juan told me where he lives, I was a bit surprised because it is a part of Spain, which is on the African continent. It's a place called Ceuta, and they've been joining lots of our projects in the past, and we're always happy to have him and his students. And Jen, maybe you can share a little bit about what they've been working on, and then we will go to this group of students.
Yes, that's right. So as you mentioned, they are joining a lot of our projects. They always really bring some creative new ideas, and they have been using Lego bricks with Minecraft to create solutions there for their K7 students. So we're going to hear from them, and let's head over to Spain.
From Ceuta to the world's creative climate action through Minecraft and Lego. Una propuesta desde el aula para combatir la invasión del alga japonesa. En nuestra ciudad Ceuta hay un alga invasora que está afectando seriamente la vida marina y las playas. Investigamos cómo llegó, por qué crece tanto y qué consecuencia tiene, aunque es un problema local. Lo que contamos con el cambio climático, ya que el calentamiento del mar facilita su expansión en el estrecho de Gibraltar. Como parte del proyecto Coding for Climate, decidimos usar la tecnología y la creatividad para buscar soluciones.
Hola, soy Yaya y participo en el proyecto con mis amigos Heiman y Muhammad. Aquí hemos hecho un trabajo con Minecraft, con Coding for Climate, que se trata de un invernadero de ostras. y porque las algas invasoras están aprendiendo todo el mundo y mis compañeros Muhammad y Heiman hemos creado una idea para hacer las ostras, como una casa de ostras. También hemos creado una máquina de ostras que es opción a las algas invasoras y también para que las algas no estén en el mar. Como ves, aquí está el invernadero. Y también habíamos hecho una historia. Leo es un niño que vivía en una ciudad de algas invasoras. Y un día a la noche pensó qué hacer con las algas invasoras. Al final, por la mañana, tuvo una idea, crear una máquina de ostras. Y aquí están unas fotos de la máquina de las ostras.
¿Y cómo creasteis eso? ¿Con qué?
Con Lego.
¿Y qué más? Un barco, ¿no? Científico.
Un barco
ahí.
científico.
Y el mar con las algas y la playa. Y ahí está Leo, ¿no?
Sí. Gracias, padre.
Hola, me llamo Heiman. Como ha dicho mi compañero de viaje, adaptamos los retos de The Change School, el programa de Lego Education. Creamos una maqueta con piezas de Lego, en la que construimos una máquina para recoger algas, un barco científico y una playa contaminada. A través del diseño, la creatividad y el trabajo en equipo, intentamos buscar una solución visual y tangible. Leo, nuestro personaje, es un joven activista que lidera el cambio. Esta historia la narramos también con Storylink.
ODS 13, acción por el clima. ODS 14, vida submarina.
ODS 15, ecosistema terrestre. La alga invasora está afectando sobre el Tarajal hasta aquí.
¿Y dónde vas?
Y por el norte,
Desde Benítez
hasta el sur.
Vale.
El proyecto nos ha ayudado a trabajar por un mundo más justo y sostenible.
A través del coding, el diseño y la creatividad, podemos actuar desde la local para cambiar lo global.
Todos los estudiantes pueden ser activistas del clima si le dan voz y herramientas. Adiós. ODS. Adiós.
Well done to Spain. Thank you so much, Juan and the students. It's really great to see that many people have been working with Minecraft, but they also have been working with Lego, and that's really impressive. And we do like Lego as well. Jen and me, we have been at the Lego office. Jen?
That's right. Oh, we've had a big month. We just returned from London, seeing our amazing partners and friends at Lego Build the Change. And as many of you probably know, we love using Lego bricks for creating solutions for the planet. And each month we have a special challenge that we are able to release with the Lego Build the Change team. And this month we are all about playful cities.
Yeah. So for April, we have been coming up with this challenge to create like a playful city. And it's really easy, basically. It is just like, this is it. What you can see on the screen is just like a little bit of context. And then you have a special mission with your students. Students can even work at home on this challenge. And you can run the activity with your students at school as well. It takes only like 1 hour. You can make it a bit more as you prefer, but it comes with a website. And when you go to the website, you can find the challenge over there, but you can also submit your solution to it. Bit comparable with what you've been doing for coding for climate. And then you will get your personalized diploma from Lego and Tech as well. Very cool. We will drop this link in the chat in a minute, so you can click on it and you're free to join it. Yeah.
That's right. And we'll make sure to follow up with our show notes and an email with that challenge that will be going on all month long and even into May.
Amazing.
Okay, well, I think we're ready to go to our next destination. They have been preparing and are eager to share. So we are going to bring them on. I know it's very late in India, so they can introduce themselves quickly, and then they're going to share about the work they've been doing with Coding for Climate. So greetings to our friends in India. It's great to see you all.
Hi.
How are you? We'd love to hear just how has it been going with the project, and then we'll go right into your presentation.
We are the students of Panchayat Union Middle School, Danishpet, Tamil Nadu, India, and also we are the part of Vanaval Mantram, that is Rainbow Foam, which is wonderful initiatives of Tamil Nadu School Education Department for encouraging all government school students to thinking about environmental issues and their solutions.
Fantastic. Well, let's head over to your presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle. I am a 7th grade student from Panchayat Union Middle School in Danishpet, India. Today I will excited to present my project on climate change, which we are working as a part of Planet Challenge. And I would like to introduce my amazing teammates Vinodhi and Jaisana. They were instrumental in developing our project. Climate change is causing a lot of problems for our planet. Two major issues are landslides and wildfire. In our plan, we will outline the ways to detect these disasters yearly to protect people and their belongings. Landslides and wildfire can make people poor overnight and even take their lives. So we want to prevent them. These disasters also destroy wildlife habitats and we must protect too. To do this all, quality education is more important. That's why we have focused on these 5 goals.
When we looked into the landslides in Wayanad, Kerala last year, the impact was incredibly tragic and heartbreaking. Furthermore, when we think about the recent landslides in India, the list just keeps growing.
Our school is located at the foot of Mount Sirlayan. We checked the possibilities of landslides in our area using the ISRO Landslide Atlas of India. My teammates Vinodhi and Jaisana, who lived in the forest area, told about the forest fires and which happens in the Sirlayan Hills during summer. So our team plans to develop an automated early warning system for landslide and wildfire.
We met with the forest range officer near our school. We asked him about the causes of landslides and forest fires and how to prevent them. Then we presented our plan for the yearly warning system and got some important suggestions. We also organized an awareness competition for students with prizes distributed by the DRC supervisor. Additionally, we held an awareness rally which was inaugurated by the school management committee chairman. For our project, we used 3 microwaves. 2 of them are used to alert for landslides and forest fires, while the third one is monitoring. The alert microwaves are fixed in landslide-prone areas in the mountains and forests to detect clearly signs of this disaster and provide timely warnings.
Now, let's look at the method of the first microwave. We used the on-chip block which sends a radio number when it detects any shaking movement. Additionally, we use if block for the forever loop and send the radio number if the temperature reaches more than 45 degrees Celsius. Wow, this is the art of our project. We are using cleanai.microbit.org site to create 2 machine learning data samples, one for the normal and other for the slanting land. We do this by changing and non-changing the movements of x, y, z and z axis
experience disasters. When it receives the radio number for shaking, slanting land, high temperature or high moisture level, it will indicate immediately and continuously show the data in the simulator. We share our activities through newspapers, articles and video broadcasts to reach a wider audience. Thank you.
Wow, that was fantastic. Congratulations and thank you for sharing about MakeCode. This was our first time having a MakeCode experience with Coding for Climate, so you all were leading the way. And we have a special guest from the team who created our MakeCode playbook. So I'm thrilled to bring in Rodrigo, who is the Director of Marketing at Endless. Hi, Rodrigo. It's so nice to see you again.
Hello, hi.
How are you doing and where are you joining from?
Hey, I'm in Canada, so yeah, on the other side, and so happy to be here, and also so thrilled to like what I just watched. I'm still like processing that amazing presentation.
They went deep with this project this year in such a short period of time. So maybe, Rodrigo, if you could share a little bit about the work you all are doing at Endless and maybe any messages or questions you have for our students who have prepared and are joining today, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like, first of all, like, I want to go back to like the presentation and the project is impressive. Like, I'm shocked by all the research that you did, how you apply that knowledge to your project, and the resourcefulness that you had to go and ask questions, get more people involved. That's amazing. I think those are the skills that are going to take you far. Yeah. In terms of myself, we are Endless. So we're a group of organizations that care about future ready skills. So we work with learners like you, so we want to take them from just playing games to thinking about games and beyond that. And that's how we're like, yeah, thinking about the risks of our planet and what's happening in our planet matters a lot. It's not just about a game, it's a game with purpose. And what you build, it definitely goes beyond a game. It's just, yeah. In terms of questions, I would love to know from what you presented, what was the feedback that you got from the community and from people, like the groups that were with you? I don't know if you could share anything with me.
Any ideas on that to our students in India? What's the feedback been like after you've been creating solutions and using MakeCode? Are people excited about the project you all are doing? They're thinking about it. It might. Are you all on mute on your side? If you are, we can't hear you.
Sir. Yes,
there we
sir.
Go.
Yes, sir. Our student collaborated with the community, especially the school management committee. Our management committee members supported to awareness about the SDG goals to the all members and the public. Especially we conduct the many competitions for students
Wow.
for awareness about the climate change and its how to handle and the solution. That is, sir.
Well, and Rodrigo, we have a WhatsApp group, and this class has been leading the way, sharing the entire project on their ideas and their progress. So we've been able to learn alongside of them every step of the way, which has been great.
That's amazing. No, I think what is impressive is how you are using right now real data and creating the model and fitting that model to what you're doing on MakeCode and kind of going through the different scenarios. That is impressive. And I think probably more like a pointer, you in your presentation, you had AI models. So yeah, understanding probably, I know this is going to be part of future ready skills, but like poking at how to create synthetic data to play with your model, how to use that on MakeCode. I think that's going to be an amazing skill to learn, and don't be afraid. And my probably at the beginning, failing is part of learning, and I think that's going to be super important. But like the foundations of your project are incredible.
We love
Yes,
it
sir,
all.
absolutely, sir. The Creative AI Microbit.org website is our student working with very impressed and very interested to working with this, sir.
That's great.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you so much to you all for everything you've done to get to this point. The classroom and the students staying up very late. We appreciate you all and wish you a happy Earth Day and Earth Week. Rodrigo, to you and your team, thanks for all you've done to support. It was so much fun doing our podcast at the beginning of Coding of Climate, so we were able to kick it off with you, and now we're able to conclude it. So we can't wait to keep the energy going.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right.
How cool was that, Kuhn?
Very cool.
Great. Yeah. Well, I know that Emily has some great friends who have been supporting Coding for Climate for a while now, and we are so happy to welcome a friend of TAG and a friend of Earth Day. And I know you're going to be sharing, Emily, about our next presenter.
Yes, I'm very excited to announce our next guest speaker. She is a filmmaker, author, TV host, and she specializes in environmental communications. So I'd like to share out Suzie Hicks. She's amazing.
Hello, wonderful humans. Congratulations on finishing your Coding for Climate project. My name is Suzie. I'm a climate educator and a media maker, and I host a TV show called Suzie Hicks, the Climate Chick. I am so excited for you to go out and take all of the amazing things that you've learned here today and make the world a better place. I come from a media background. I come from a theater and entertainment background. And so sometimes it felt like it wasn't relevant to climate, or there wasn't anything that had to do with entertainment and climate. And once I got over that, I saw that my gifts and what I had to bring to the table were just as relevant and just as meaningful as any other background that anyone can bring to the climate movement. So I'm here to say happy Earth Week, congratulations, and truly, anything that you love to do, any passions that you have, they are relevant and they are needed in the fight against climate change. Feel free to stay in touch, and I'm so happy for you. Can't wait to see you soon. Bye, everyone.
That's a great message from Suzie. Thank you so much, Emily, for making this happen, basically. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So now we go to Bram. Bram, hello.
Hey, everyone. I'm doing good. How are you, Koen?
Good. Very good. Maybe a bit of context, but Bram is our web developer lead. We have a small team of web developers and designers, and Bram is leading this team. And if you can see our website from Coding from Climate, Climate Action Schools, Climate Action Project, and Day, and an app, it's a lot. You know, Bram is a very busy man. But it's all created by Bram and his small team. And so thank you so much for doing that, Bram. I think it was really appropriate for you to be on this show as well, because it's all about technology for good. And so I think it would be great if you can share a little bit about one of those small projects you've been working on.
For sure. Not so small of a project, actually, but we've been working on the EarthProject app. And as an organization, as Take Action Global, we know that it's difficult to start your climate action journey. And sometimes it might seem a little bit daunting to just start. So what we try to do with the EarthProject app is, the slide says it perfectly, allow you to track the positive impact you're having on the climate through actions, because every single one of your actions actually does have an impact, even if it does seem really small in the moment. So we built the EarthProject app on 4 pillars, 4 pillars that we really stand behind. First of all, we want to inspire you guys. A lot of people just don't know where to start. So we, in the EarthProject app, have made a huge catalog of actions that you can take, that you can get inspired by. We have carbon actions, we have a tree planting program, and we also have plastic actions. So each of those categories helps you through your climate action journey. Other than that, we also have the impacts pillar. So of course, once you do an action, you want to follow up, you want to see how well am I actually doing. So we try to combine all of that data into a nice format that's easily digestible, that's easily to compare with friends, with family, to see how you are doing, not just yourself, but in your country, on a global level. So the impact page on our app is really something to see. But then, of course, we are all human and we see a big number and we don't really know how to place that. So because of that, we wanted to make it a little bit more playful for you guys. So we have the reward pillar in our EarthProject app. And this reward pillar gives you the ability to track your progress in a gamified way. You can level up, you can gain badges, and those badges are a little easier to share on socials like Instagram and Twitter and X, whatever you call it, than just a big number of, look, this is how much carbon I've saved. So those are a great way to share with other people your journey in climate action. And then lastly, the pillar that we've been building upon is collaboration, because we know you're not in this alone. You want to do this with friends, you want to do this with family, maybe even people from your class, from your school. So that's also built into the app. You can join a team, you can create a team and start having meaningful impact together. So that's a quick, big overview of our EarthProject application.
Thank you so much, Bram, for going through the app. I think it's maybe interesting for our audience to know how this works, basically how we work, how we operate, because it's often some people from our team, DAG team, coming up with a great idea. Sometimes we meet and somebody says like, how about this great idea? And then it goes to the designer who is going to create like an image basically. And then it goes to you and Justin, and you are based in Belgium and Florida, and you are both working on making this happen, transferring this image to code basically. And then we have to push a new update for Android and iOS to the stores. And so this app is free. Everybody is able to use it on their phone. If you're very young, you can ask your teacher to use the app, and the teacher can create a classroom and add the progress and efforts and actions of their students. So it's basically available for everyone. So we really would like to ask you to start using the app because it matters and it shows your effort and what you can do to make the world a better place, basically. Maybe just one thing, Bram, we're working on a few new things for the app. What makes you really excited?
Oh, we have so many new things planned. Like Jen said earlier, we were in London. We went to Lego and we had a big meeting with our entire team. And everyone had such great ideas. I don't know how much I can share of those, Koen, how much we are, because we have a lot of them. And I think my favorite thing that came out of that meeting, I don't know if I can tell it, Koen, it was like the big gamification of the app and really trying to make it more of a game, as in like a Duolingo kind of experience instead of more of a normal application. So that's the big goal, that my big dream towards working on for the application. But yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, Bram. And we will be seeing you soon, I guess, right?
For sure. Thank you, guys.
Bye. All right, Jen.
Oh,
we are cool. Ready for a new group of students.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have some classrooms who pick one league. And Koen, we have some classrooms who join who might pick one tool. And then sometimes we have classrooms that like to use lots of different tools to explore. So our next school coming to us from Croatia has picked a lot of tools to use, including I'm going to read them off so I don't miss any. Animoto, Suno, Canva, customer journey map diagram, just to name a few. And so they have been working on the topic of biodiversity, and they're joining us today with their high school students to share a little bit about their experience and to wish everyone a happy Earth Week. So welcome to Croatia.
Hello!
It's great to see you. Take it away.
Thank you for joining to Earth celebration, and big hello from Croatia. This is my students, and they show you what we do.
Hello from sunny Croatia. We are students from Srednja škola Dalj. Our school is very small, but we have a lot of love for nature. We are buzzing in our greenhouse to wish you a happy World Bees Day. As part of our project about biodiversity loss, we went absolutely berserk for bees. Now we want to invite you to join our celebration of these tiny mighty heroes.
That's why bees help plants grow.
Bees give us honey.
Yes, and also we had an absolute blast working on our coding for climate project. We learned so much stuff, we pushed our limits, and we created many awesome stuff. If you're curious, of course, we can show you our project work on the project website. So because there's a lot of buzzing ideas. Now it's your turn, dear friends. We're making a special bee promise, a little thing we can all do to help our buzzy buddies to become the best. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to show you this beautiful flower, which I made a promise that I'm going to plant a flower every year. I promise to protect the bees. We also have like a board besides us where it says all of us a little text. So for example, we have promised to never hurt a bee.
And also I promise to spread the buzz about bees.
Also, I promise to love the nature. I also promise to be eco-friendly.
Yes, and also just a big reminder that a world without bees is a world without life, without flavor, and without colors. So the most important thing is to be kind, be brave, and a big greetings from Croatia.
Also, I prepared you some fun facts about bees. The first one is what if the bees disappeared? A significant decrease in bee colonies, or in the worst case scenario, their appearance, would have a huge impact on the ecosystem and our food supply. Also, did you know that bee venom is bitter, colorless liquid? It contains a lot of proteins that causes local inflammation at the sting site. Young bees produce until their 18th day. Also, a fun fact that I have learned is bee venom is natural botox. Bee venom is boosts circulation and collagen synthesis, chasing the anti-aging effects, reducing wrinkles, and improving overall skin tone. Also, bees can recognize human faces. Studies have shown that bees are among unique insects because of their surprisingly senses to recognize faces. Also, we invite the public to join us in celebrating this World Bee Day on 20th May. And yes, that's it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed our presentation about bees, and we're hoping to show you about more. And I hope you learned about bees. And yes, and we also want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to join this project to show you our little school, our little nature. It may be a little, but it's a lot.
And also, we made some song about bees, and we hope you will listen to that.
Also, we will now send you the QR code.
Yes, of course.
Do you see the code? Can you hear a song maybe?
Oh, that was fantastic. You know, we talk a lot with any of the work that we're doing around climate action and definitely with coding that it's so important to bring in the arts. And you all today have brought in so many creative ways of sharing your message. So thank you to you for all of the preparation and the work that you've done. We've had some messages coming in. I see that people love your beekeeping hats. Keep going. It's wonderful to see the work that's happening in Croatia. So congratulations to you all.
Thank you much.
Thanks for being here. See you next time.
See you. Bye.
How cool was that, Brom?
That was incredible. I love seeing it. I've been watching the show and it's been really, really nice just to see it all come together.
These students have worked hard to prepare for today. They're so
Incredible.
poised in their messaging and creative with their solutions. So I love seeing that. We have another class from, we're going to move from Croatia over to the United States, not too far from me, to Michigan, where we have some sixth graders joining, and they have been using a tool called Scratch, another one of our fan favorites here at Coding for Climate. I know you and I talk a lot about Scratch, Brom, and so we have a couple classrooms that are going to be sharing. So let's bring in Michigan.
Exciting.
Hi, Jane. Hi, students. Wonderful to see you here. And we can't wait to hear from you. I know that you shared for a lot of the students in your class. This was the first time that they were working with Scratch as the tool. And we can't wait to hear what you all learned.
Thanks so much for having us today, and happy Earth Week, everybody. So Eli is going to share his game, and then Robert will share his.
Wait, how do I share it again?
Okay, so we'll go right here, and we'll share screen. And we want to share Fuel Ranger, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is my game of Fuel Ranger Robot, and it's a game where this tiny little robot is trying to collect the last coal on Earth to protect the Earth. I'll get some more facts later. It's a two-player game, so that makes it unique. And ready?
Show how to play.
All right, ready, Robert?
Yep.
All
Am I gonna be the arrow keys or the?
Yeah. All right. So the robot is trying to catch the coal. Wow. And
No.
if I catch him,
No.
it says, "Yay, you won!" And then push M to learn. Robert, you can push that. And it says, "Yay, you caught the coal." But did you know that Earth's fossil fuel is running out? Oh no! So the Earth may need to change to a renewable source like solar, wind, and hydropower. Or solar power, wind power, and hydropower. There's 2 secret levels. Do you want me to show you them? All right, I'll show you them. So, restart it, push the R button. You can push one button. It's a useless level, but you found a swimmer. So you can swim. It goes over to 2-player game. So if you want to play by yourself and just swim around, you can play.
Well,
and then this other game is, oh no, the Earth got ruined. What happened? I don't know what happened, but
no,
the coal is super big now.
Run. No.
And if the coal catches the robot,
No.
it makes a parallel universe where they're both in the same time. But you can still push them to learn again. And that's my game.
Thanks, Eli. Okay, now we're going to move to Robert's game.
Oh no.
So Robert, can you tell us about your game first?
So my game is just this little platformer, and it's supposed to teach you about climate change in the cloud, and you just like jump around
I don't know. And you can go to the next level. And if we don't clean the earth, the water might look like this. That's not good. If I touch it, I die. And on the third level, it's just this, nothing.
Can you tell them what you film again? Remember your script.
And my game is supposed to teach kids how to keep the earth clean and to not pollute. And I did have quite a few YouTube tutorials to help me make it. And it's supposed to give a message that the earth without pollution would look really nice. And yeah. And
am I allowed to show them my other projects? No, but you can tell about them real quick.
I've been working on some other platformers as well. They're kind of the same. And that's kind of it.
So we've learned a lot about coding from using Scratch, and these guys are so excited that they got to share their games with you today.
All right, thank you so much. That's really great. Thank you so much for sharing this. I know it's not so easy. It's really wonderful what you made. And so, yeah. I'm a bit curious. Can I ask you one question? What are your future plans? What would you like to create like for next week or next month? Do you have any certain plans already?
Robert, tell them about your game with the coin that flips.
I've been making like this little game, and I worked really hard on it, and I'm still making it. And it's just like another little platformer, and it's like just this room with like some platforms and stuff. And there's this coin that I use costumes to animate. And each time you collect the coin, it goes to a random position on the map. And whenever you collect it, it changes your score by 1. So it's a score.
That's amazing. There's a lot of great feedback coming in our chat. And yeah, I really hope you're pleased with it. So really, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Keep working on this coding. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jen.
Yes.
That was amazing. I loved it.
I loved it so much. Their passion was great. They're so brilliant in their design, but also in the way they're presenting it. Michigan, stay backstage. Don't go too far because we have some special friends that would love to say hi to you coming up soon. But before that, we have another class that was using Scratch to develop out their ideas, and we're really eager to hear. We're going to head back over to India, and we've been working with the Delhi Public Schools network of schools on a lot of our programs. This is one of our wonderful climate action schools with us today. So we're happy to bring on Sunila and Sunila's students to share about the work they've been doing with Coding for Climate. All right, that was
All
great.
right.
Let's bring in Sunila. And Sunila, if you have students here to share, we're ready to go.
Hi, both
Sunila.
of you. How are you?
Oh, it's so nice to see you. Wonderful. And is Ishant with you as well, Sunila?
Yeah, Ishant is there. Ishant, can you go ahead, dear?
Jain ma'am. Ma'am, I have created this game for this climate action. This game works on basic scratch code and it is made for the students to encourage. We are encouraging the students so that they work on the garbage waste.
Fantastic. Do you want to go ahead with your presentation?
Please
Yeah.
go ahead with the presentation. Yeah.
So recently we had a field visit on our by our school. So we went on to a garbage landslide, and there we learned various methods of garbage management, and we also learned about many challenges in our team we faced. While exploring this program, we came across various challenges. Some of our working in a team was very fun as well as challenging, but there were many unexpected challenges. For example, making the solution to raise awareness among the maximum number of people through a solution. We created this game. We named it Garbage Shooter. Uh, this game works on a basic principle where there is a sanitizer team which is trying to which is trying to defend the city from the garbage mans. They are shooting them, so that we are also encouraging the students so that they manage waste in their society. There are many various challenges we faced, as well as how we achieved this idea. Our school this recently visited a waste yard where we learned about different waste management methods. After a trip, our class wondered why is the waste still on the streets beside these systems. The answer was clear. It's all about the people mindset. So we created this game to change out the other people's mindset. Here are some pics of our work which we made. This is the introduction part.
All right. So how cool is that? You all have been really doing some awesome things with Scratch. I know it's very late for you, so we appreciate you sharing and being with us today. I'm going to bring back in our other classroom from Michigan, who also, they were using Scratch. So it's really cool to see the different ways that students are using Scratch to create for the future and for our planet. And we have a special surprise for you all today. Our good friends at the Scratch Foundation are here, and they have a message for you and to all of the classrooms joining for Coding for Climate. So I'm going to bring them in just a minute, and they have some really cool new updates and some resources. So I'm going to introduce, and then we'll bring in JC, our friend, Director of Programs, and Marin, Scratch Learning Resource Designer. So it's great to have you both with us today, and I could see you backstage. I know you all hearing these students sharing their solutions. It's so fun, but thanks for being with us for the past year, Coding for Climates and everything you've created. So I'd love to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Jennifer. We're so excited to be here. My name is JC. I'm the Director of Programs at Scratch Foundation.
And I'm Marin Vernon. I'm the Learning Resource Designer.
And
if you,
yep, go ahead, Jennifer.
Sorry, JC. No.
Take it, Marin.
Okay. We are so excited to be here. If you're not familiar with Scratch, we pioneered block-based programming. So we enable young people to code collectively and proactively, as you've seen here. And we feel like creating Scratch projects really fosters the development of computational and creative thinking skills that are critical for future success. So learners identify problems. I'm sure you were doing that while you were building here. Yeah, break them into smaller parts, debug them, and iterate on solutions. And we saw evidence of all of that in all of your projects. It was so exciting to see.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying congratulations to all of you that created these projects and all the rest of the young people and the educators that have been participating in the Coding for Climate project. And of course, Happy Earth Week. We're so excited at Scratch Foundation to celebrate with you and with young coders around the world. And Eli and Robert just wanted to start by saying how incredible your projects were, how complex, how fun and engaging. And all the while, you're teaching the people that are playing your games these like really sophisticated, important parts about climate change and what we need to do to help protect the planet. I love the coal monster. Beautiful artwork, fabulous animation. We're super excited to see that in Scratch.
And then secret levels, like,
oh my gosh,
that
yes.
was amazing.
Yes.
And I loved, Robert, too, you're so passionate about platformers, and I love that you were using different costumes to change the looks of things. So getting into some art there. So seeing lots of different things happening.
Yeah, the projects that were created in India and Ishant, it was really clear that I loved how you actually talked about the challenges you had about collaborating. I think that's something that as educators and Scratch team members, we know it's actually not so easy sometimes to collaborate with our peers. Grown-ups have a hard time with it too. So it's even more important that you all as young people are really learning those important skills to collaborate, to ideate with others, like Maren said, to debug through the design process of your project. So that was really cool to see. I also loved how you talked about using your project to change mindsets. And that's what we really hope for at Scratch Foundation, is that young people use the platform to share their big ideas and create change. And so thank you for taking something so important to you, but being willing to share it with the wider world and be an agent for change. And I think that's what Coding for Climate is all about. So we couldn't be more proud to support you doing that.
And can I just add, I loved seeing the smiles in the videos. You're seeing the smiles. People were having fun, because that's the other thing. We love that you're teaching lessons. We love that you're learning and debugging, but we also want to make sure that you're having fun. So love seeing the smiles from Michigan, from India, from everybody. It was really great.
Amazing. Jennifer, do we have a couple minutes to share about what's happening over in the Scratch Online community?
We'd love to hear. And if you have any resources or links, we can pass those along as well.
Amazing. So we really love to share about the activities that happen in the Scratch Online community. And this week, we are sharing our Scratch Earth Day studio. So we have young people all around the world that are contributing projects to the studio. If you make something yourself, if you remix something, you can have your project be part of this global studio. Maren, do you want to talk a little bit about the Coding for Climate Scratch playbook in case they want some help?
Yeah, absolutely. We have lots of places where if you are just getting started or you need some extra help, you can find more information. So you can look for our YouTube tutorials. We have starter projects on the site. We have educator and student-facing learning materials like coding cards and lesson plans available. So look in the descriptions of some of our tutorials and other things for those. And we also have online events and live events like Scratch Days and Scratch Conference to check out. But for this particular Coding for Climate, we made a special resource just for you guys. It's our Scratch and Coding for Climate playbook that you can get right there. And it is full of information about how you could take real world objects that are around you in the house. It could be things like Legos. It could be things like, I have a random basket here. It could be a stapler. Who knows what you want to build with? Paper, tape. Create something in the real world, take a picture of it, bring it into Scratch and animate it. Or try other things in order to get your message out, like building platformer games and other informational projects like our special friends here. So really excited to see what you will create and hope that you will have a lot of fun while you're doing it.
And I have one question for Ishant and Robert and Eli. Did y'all get any feedback on your projects, either from your peers or from anyone in the online community?
Yeah, our school recently had many campaigns for our feedback game.
Awesome. Robert and Eli, did you get any feedback from your friends or peers or on the online community?
Yeah, my teacher said it was
Yeah, I asked my friends and I got a lot of feedbacks from them too.
That's beautiful. So we know that at Scratch, it's a really important part of the design process, right? Is to imagine, create, play, tinker, share, and then reflect based on the feedback that you get from others. So it's really fabulous to hear that you all took that to heart and used feedback to make your projects even better, or simply used the feedback you received to celebrate your achievements and what you created and designed. So we want to leave you with a message of just huge congratulations. So we're so proud that you, again, not only took the time and the effort and the perseverance to create these projects, but look at you up on the big screen sharing these projects with the world. It takes a lot of confidence to do that. And so we see you as young leaders in your community, and we're really proud, and we can't wait to see what you continue to create and share in Scratch.
Absolutely. I'll just +1 all of that. We're so inspired to see what everyone has created during this event, and we hope that you and your creative solutions will inspire many others to help us face these difficult climate times.
And we'd like to say, Scratch on.
Scratch on, everyone. Well, JC and Marin, thank you for empowering voices of students. I know that that is a priority of both of you all and the Scratch Foundation, and the beautiful messages and words of encouragement you've provided today for our student creators. And we can't wait to keep everything going with you. Scratch on. We'll be back with you next Earth Week. Thanks for being with us. To everyone in Michigan and in India, congratulations. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you all very soon.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
See you soon. All right. Well, Kuhn, scratch on. This is going to be our new thing. I know. Right. I know Brahm's in the backstage, so we're going to have to talk to him about scratch on as we move forward with our tech work here at TAG. So we have another classroom I know that has been creating.
Yeah, we do. Do you happen to know Lego Fortnite?
Oh, I've heard of this amazing tool and this idea that we've been playing with for the past year with some good friends. And we have a classroom from Spain with our friend, Deborah Williams at Global Citizens English Project, that created a special video to kick off our conversation.
Hello, we are Alex and Bill, and we are in Lego Fortnite to explain you our challenge. Our challenge was to build an ecological house prepared to support extreme weather caused by climate change, like lightning or floods.
Story is made of wood and rock of the dog, planted by master pillars. We built a lightning rod. Because of the house is made of wood, it will be set on fire by lightning.
Next, we built a well so that we can drink without using plastic bottles.
It's also sustainable because it has our farm and crops.
Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, great. Maybe Bram, are you still there?
Still here.
Awesome. So I must say I took some time with my son, let's say last year, to go to Lego Fortnite and start figuring out how this can be useful for climate, basically. And it was really great to see my son was the navigator. He told me how to use Lego Fortnite, and I was the one bringing in the climate aspect. And I must say it was really great because it allows you to mitigate and to adapt basically. And there's so much what you can do by using the game, and it gives you a lot of ideas and perspectives and context about climate change. And so we have been having a chat with some awesome people as well, and they happen to be here. How convenient. Hello, Kathy. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Koen. Hi, Bram.
Hi, Koen.
Maybe
Hi,
it's
Bram.
great. It would be great if you can introduce yourself and give a little bit of context.
Sure. I'm Kathy Chow Isaacs. Hello, everyone. With Epic Games, I'm the Senior Operations Manager on the Education, Learning, and Training team. And, we have a lot, our team kind of spans a lot of areas, but, my area is, we're interested in making sure that our tools are accessible and that we can get as many people involved as we can. Steve?
And sure. So, and my name is Steve Isaacs. I'm the Senior Manager of Programs and Partnerships at Epic Games. My focus is secondary education and working with students in middle school through community college, really, in supporting them and bringing our tools into the classroom. And, we were super excited a couple of years ago when Lego Fortnite was launched because it really, provides a great opportunity for learning in that sandbox environment for even a younger crowd, as well as, I still play. So I wouldn't say just a younger crowd, but definitely it appeals to that audience.
That's amazing.
So is there anything that you guys have seen built inside of the game that you were like, wow, this is something that I really did not expect? Because I can imagine it's a sandbox game. There is so much that you can do. And often, I guess as a developer, you have an intention of or an idea of what people will do, and then people completely surprise you.
Yeah, one of our colleagues has built a world that is beyond compare, and we have a weekly educator play date where we bring educators together to talk about how to use this in the classroom and such. And he joined us one day to take us all on a tour of his island, and I mean. I don't know, Kathy, you might be able to share a little more about Kevin's island, but it was just
I don't
pretty
know, Kevin.
remarkable.
It's massive. It's massive.
Yeah.
So to begin with, an island in Fortnite, Lego Fortnite is huge, and our colleague had so much of the map covered. I mean, he built so many. There are some kits that you can earn or purchase to build prefabs. But then this guy built it like literally piece by piece using the open bricks, the bricks that are available. And it was just something else. He had an area with castles. He had another area of medieval things. I mean, just everything you can imagine, he had it in this world.
Yeah, he also did a phenomenal job of, one of the things we're always trying to figure out how to do best is to label things in the game. And he has all of his chests beautifully labeled with wall plaques and things, and just really neat. And then the other thing that keeps amazing me is from the engineering side, when people start to play around with vehicles, and there are vehicles you can add, and then as you want to customize them, I mean, and bring them into the air with balloons and all sorts of things. I mean, it just gets so fun how you could navigate and traverse the world. And we have a few of the educators in our group are, hardcore players. So they, just kind of getting in there with them and having them, guide others has been really exciting.
Right. And I think too, like when you, as you mentioned, Steve, with the vehicles and things, just the creativity that is expressed by using, all of those mechanics and the problem solving. So, when we first introduced the balloons and the vehicles, we were just trying to get them to go, in a straight line. And so what does it take to to make that happen? And there were a lot of laughs, a lot of so yeah, that's I don't know what
Yeah. And we're hoping that with this community that some people, can join us for the educator activities and kind of explore ways to continue to use this. In fact, we have a few lesson plans and things. Can I share a few slides, Kun, to kind of show some of the stuff we have going on? Let's see how I do that. Present slides and PDF. Oh, let's see. My computer. Okay, this is getting tricky. I'm not used to. Wait. Let's try this again. Present screen. There we go.
Oh, but look at, well, it was just on the screen before you started presenting the screen. But one of the teachers who participated, she said, my students loved using Lego Fortnite to learn English while they worked on solutions for climate change. They also developed creativity, decision-making, collaboration, and communication skills. Deborah, thank you so much. That's so cool. I can't wait to see your students' work.
Yeah, this is awesome. So really just a couple of things we wanted to really share with this community, and I'll let Kathy take it from here.
Okay, so we already told you who we were, and yeah, that was our welcome screen that Steve went so quickly past. But anyway, what I love, you keep changing the slide.
I wanted them to see the welcome slide again. It was so cute.
I know, but I wanted to say something about the welcome slide, and you didn't give me a chance. Thank you. All right. So what I love about this slide, this picture is so much fun. It's this Lego Fortnite Odyssey. If you haven't noticed already, I love the fact that it's a game that includes, it's all about community. So in this picture, you see a lot of, minifigs with their friends, and they're all doing some kind of job together. And I think that is so great. So now, Steve, could you move to the next slide? Thank you. All right. So one of the things that we're really interested in on the education team is taking the skills that you learn as a player by playing games and transferring them up to skills that you use in the real world. So, we have a little game called Fortnite, Lego Fortnite. And, as you know, you can create in these tools. So there's a mode in Fortnite called Fortnite Creative. We have, so when you're using these tools creatively, you can visualize things, you can create immersive environments. And then like the next step, we have this beautiful tool called Twinmotion, where you can also, I love it because there's the assets or the things that you can use inside, they're very realistic. So photorealistic is the word. And it's so easy to use. You just have to drag and drop. You can change the weather. You can see vegetation growing. So anyway, that's what people in industry use for visualization. And I think it's a great tool to use for narratives in the classroom and storytelling. And then just kind of moving you further along, there are other tools in our ecosystem like Unreal Editor for Fortnite, Unreal Editor, Reality Scan, and MetaHuman. Those are, I think it's Reality Capture, sorry, and MetaHuman. And these are industry standards, and there are people that are doing really creative work, really impactful things using these tools. So yes, playing games can help you build skills towards things that you will use in the real world. So in case you have not have not heard of Lego Fortnite Odyssey, it's a survival crafting adventure game. And like I said before, with our colleagues' world, it is incredibly massive. You have to collect resources in the world. You can battle enemies if you're playing in survival mode, and you do things to advance your village. And you can play with up to 8 friends, which is really cool. There's also a sandbox mode where you have access to all of the assets available in the game. So you can do whatever you want, which is what our colleague was doing. That's the way that I prefer to play because, yeah, I like to play with, like to have everything right here. So that's really awesome. And it was, it was released about 1.5 years ago, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. And the team has been makes updates all the time. So it's kind of cool that it's a new and evolving game. Oh, and here's the other great thing. You can play this game or use this tool on all of these different platforms. So whether you have a Switch or a console, like PlayStation, Xbox, computer, iPad, you can play, and you can even play on streaming platforms. So not only can you play with each other and collaborate on any of these using any of the platforms.
And just to kind of share a little bit about some of the lesson plans, some that have been created by our community. We have a lesson plan out there, and a lot of these do, we're big into social impact. So a number of the lesson plans do deal with the UN SDGs and such. And this lesson is one about sustainable farming called Brick Farm that was created by a member of our community during one of our Lego Fortnite lesson plan jams, where we spent a day with educators and played and explored and then developed ideas for the classroom. Another one dealing with UN SDGs is Inclusive Islands. And in this one, students build a restaurant and then they retrofit it to try to make sure that it's adheres to accessibility standards to allow for greater accessibility for people with a variety of needs. And then, of course, there's Kuhn talked about this before. Kuhn, and with the help of his son, created the Tackling Climate Change with Lego Fortnite lesson, which you all probably at least were able to see because it's being used for Coding for Climate. And it's a tremendous lesson. And we're grateful for Kuhn diving in headfirst last year to create this and make this available to the community. And we have many, many teachers utilizing this lesson, which is fantastic. And if you want to take a quick snapshot of that QR code, and we'll drop it in a link also, this is our Discord server where we meet every Wednesday at 5 p.m. in a voice channel and then jump into Lego Fortnite to play the game together. And like I say, it's really just a casual social opportunity for teachers to connect and build community around the awesome things we can do with this game. And finally, and we'll drop this link in the chat, we have a summit coming up on May 17th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. And we have a few presenters that are specifically talking about Lego Fortnite. One who even did her doctoral research. Oh, well, actually, she's not presenting there exactly, but we'll talk about it. But we have one great member of our community who did her doctoral research using Lego Fortnite. So thanks for letting us share those. And I will stop sharing.
Of course.
And I lost Kathy somehow. Yeah. Oh, there she is.
I don't know.
Hello. No, I just wanted to say, thank you so much for having us. I want to thank all the students for working with Lego Fortnite to build solutions to help tackle these problems that we're having in the world. And I don't know. That's it for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bram, I think we need to connect outside of this call. I'd love to chat with you further.
I would love to. I really love all the things that you guys are doing and how well everything that you guys do fit in with what we do. I don't know if it was planned from the beginning when you brought out this game or this video, to connect it so well with climate change and accessibility and everything, or whether that just was something like, hey, we have this cool sandbox game and now we see people are using it for good causes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to connect with you guys and discuss more what we can do together.
Love to. That's great. And of course, everybody in the community we hope to engage with further. We really love what Kuhn and Jen are doing with Coding for Climate, as well as Lego Build the Change and all the other amazing work they're doing. So, a heartfelt thank you, Kuhn and Jen, for including us in your journey and, and being able to align our missions so well.
Of course. Thank you so much. And see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Bram. And there's Jen.
That was fantastic. Love hearing about all the great things that are happening with Lego Fortnite and the Epic Games team. And we have some great friends who are here that have been waiting, and we're so proud of our work we've been doing over the past year with Black Girls Code. And talk about accessibility. I heard Steve mention that, really bringing access to girls across the United States in-person sessions around Coding for Climate all this month in April. And I've had a chance to work with and learn from of some of the awesome facilitators at Black Girls Code. We worked together all last summer, and we have a few of their awesome young creators who are going to be sharing today. But before that, I'm excited to bring in Tamika and Jeanette are going to be here and introducing their students. Hi, Tamika. Hi, Jeanette. Great to see you both. You have a busy team that is working so hard this month on coding for climate. So Tamika, I'll turn it over to you and maybe you can share and then we'll introduce some of your young scholars.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me be here today. So I just wanted to give a quick overview of Black Girls Code, and then I'll turn it over to the scholars who are, of course, more fun than me and more interesting. But Black Girls Code, as Jennifer mentioned, is doing national work across 12 cities where we are bringing coding workshops to young girls in person on Saturdays. For this month of April, we've decided that all our young ladies should engage in the Coding for Climate Challenge and engage in this really important topic. And so that is quite awesome and fun. Outside of our workshops that we do on Saturdays in person in 12 cities, we also do virtual workshops online, live, taught by Zoom instructors. We also have virtual courses that we do every week for 2 hours after school, also taught by live instructors, and that is all free, including our Saturday workshops. And one other important program that I wanted to bring to you all is that we also have summer camps happening this summer, where there's 1 week of fun coding in AI, learning all about AI fundamentals and making a really fun AI project across those, again, 12 cities. So cities like New York City, Chicago, Raleigh, Durham, where some of our girls are coming from today, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Dallas and Houston, LA, the Bay Area. We've got a lot of camps going on this year, so excuse me if I've forgotten a city, but if you go to our website, wearebgc.org, you can learn a lot about the wonderful camps that we have this summer, the Saturday workshops that we do, so you can join in on important initiatives. I think we have some this Saturday coming up in some more cities, this Coding for Climate Challenge. So check it out. Go to our website if you want to participate live and in person with a large group of young ladies. And so BGC has been around for 11 years. We do this 14 years. My math is totally wrong. Since 2011, so 14 years. And we love engaging with young girls and teaching them how to code and teaching them how to be future creators in technology. So we do hope that you join us in many of the ways that we teach you. So in person, during camp, virtual workshops, and we also have a wonderful YouTube channel. And if you just go to YouTube and you type Code Along, there's young ladies teaching you all how to code through lots of free tutorials, of course. There's also vlogs taking you to different companies, so you can see what a day in the life looks like as a coder or a gamer or a computer programmer. And there's also interviews with workers from all different types of fields. And so thank you for your time. I'll pass it over to our students, but BGC is doing lots of wonderful work, and we hope that you learn more about us and join us one day, and particularly join us this weekend as we finish up doing our Coding for Climate Challenge using the wonderful curriculum and learnings that we worked with together with Take Action Global. So now I'll pass it to my colleague, Jeanette, who's going to introduce some of our young ladies who are going to share the wonderful projects that they made in past weekends this month. Pass it over to you, Jeanette.
Thank you, Tamika. That was great. Wonderful overview. Before passing it on to our students, I just want to highlight them, give them their kudos because they're so creative and they work so hard and in teams. And it's really important for them to highlight their work preparing for this. It's morning time. We're in the East Coast. So they did take time to prepare for this and be present. Let's watch their wonderful work.
Hi.
Okay, go ahead. One of you.
Hello. My name is Bella, and today I'll be doing the water project. I choose the water project because water is one of the most important things that humans need. and we have a lot of garbage in the sea, making it hard to live. Making the sea animals hard to live in the ocean. There have been reports about two-headed sharks, but you don't have to worry about them. They die quickly, but they mutated because of the effect of putting garbage in the sea. There is a part of the ocean where the garbage is the size of Texas, and that is not good at all. I always wanted to help the off somehow, and I was happy I got the chance to do it today. This is my water project. I'm gonna be sharing my Scratch screen, if that's okay. Do you need help? No. Okay. No, press the Scratch. No, Bella, go back. Okay. Press that. Yes. Now press share. Okay. And then there you go. This is where talking. It's not really like a game. It's where they're trying to get some water, but they found out it's dirty, so they're gonna sanitize it, and then they're gonna just drink some of it, and they came back because they had water, and that's basically what my presentation was about. Hi, my name is Ariana Jones, and my game is about water. There are places where the water is polluted all over the world, also here in America. That means that some people don't have water. Learning to collect and filter water is a skill that people should learn. My game is about collecting water, and players get a score for how much water they collect. If a player gets to 1,000, she or he will get a special prize like a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm not going to show you how to get 1,000 today because that would take too long. Too long. Children love to play games, and sometimes games inspire children. My bio explains the game and why I made it. It will make children think, I should do that. Then they can ask their parents to drive them somewhere. They can learn more about collecting and filtering water. If you are a grown-up, you can just drive yourself to one of those facilities. And now I'm going to share my screen. Way back. Okay, so first you press the green flag, and then you have to press all of these raindrops, and then you're gonna have to try to collect them. Some of them are kind of hard to collect, but if you see, there's a score right here, and right now we're at 60, and it goes up every time I click one. And that is my project.
Hi everyone, my name's Ife. I also chose the Water League. Whatnot. Let me see. Bear with me. I'm noticing I'm having a little trouble on this platform. With sharing my screen. Okay. I don't think I'm able to. So unless I could get a little help real quick, I'm just gonna talk about it. So I chose Whatnot Water and the relationship with gender or gender inequality with water. What that is, the disproportionate negative effects of a lack of accessible and clean water that is on women. So I was assigned to do a little slideshow / like mood board with my group. So I feel like a little unprepared because I don't have a game like these two, but and I can't show my game, but that's okay. So my collage just showed water and then a woman in Africa like washing their bodies in a body of water, and then there's like a little picture that says safety. Essentially, what I'm talking about, women need a safe place to wash. Most places where there's a lack of without a safe place to wash, women are more susceptible to violence, assault, sexual violence. Most places where there is a lack of water, women are more susceptible to assault without justice. Thinking more legal way, I think making stricter punishment for assault and harassment on females. And I'm saying this carefully because I know it is not like America is any better in terms of serving serving justice for sexual assault victims. But it's talking. And then my next slide was about
Ife, can you see that I'm sharing the screen for you? Does it put you up?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Would you like me to go to the next slide?
Yes, please.
Let's see. Here?
Yes.
Or keep going.
Oh.
Go back. Here?
So, yes. This one I was talking about the relationship with gender roles and water. Women's in countries where they're lacking resources to water, there's this idea that it's a woman's job to fetch water. Not going against any traditional beliefs, but instead of having women fetching water, have a conveyor belt bring back water, because fetching water, like you see in the picture, women are bringing gallons of water, walking miles with gallons of water on their head. That is straining. It has a physical tax on them. Women who do this starting at a young age have growth difficulties and other negative health effects. Or instead of like a conveyor belt, as I had, because we were using AI to produce images, that was what we were specifically working on that day. Instead of a conveyor belt, maybe just a regular system to bring water from the source to the homes / communities. And then I also talked about how it is a woman's role to caretake for those who are sick, ergo women are more vulnerable to disease. A better solution for that is a better sanitation system within these places, household water filter system to provide easier access to sanitation, and also maybe accessible and affordable healthcare. It says 1 million deaths each year are associated with unclean births. Infection accounts for 26% of neonatal deaths and 11% of maternal mortality. Next slide. So these are just my sources. Let me see. I can get the names up. The World Health Organization one is called Women and Girls Bear Brunt of Water and Sanitation Crisis. And the UN one is Water and Gender. If you want like to look it up and read more on it, they're amazing reads, very insightful. I think the UN article brings up a really good point that if we really want to accomplish change, we need to bring the people actually living through these conditions to the table. Fewer than 50 countries have laws or policies that specifically mention women's participation in rural sanitation or water resource management. So if you gained anything from what I said at all today, I think it's very important that we push these women to the mic to advocate for themselves. or so we not just advocate for themselves, but us behind them too. Thank you. Ooh.
All right, Ife, Bella, Ariana, what incredible presentations and inspiration you brought today. So impressed with the skills that you brought into your presenting and to your use of technology. You all just were so fluid. I think you're well prepared from the work you've done with Black Girls Code. So Tamika and Jeanette, congratulations to you and your team. It's definitely showing in the work of your young scholars here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for being with us. We can't wait to see what all comes from Black Girls Code in April and beyond. And we'll talk to you all very soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks so much. Hi, Emily.
Hello.
Wow, that was great, right?
That was. I've been so impressed this whole time with just the creations and the different solutions. It's amazing to see everyone's work.
So many different ideas too. It's
Yes.
apparent that they haven't like followed a step-by-step guide. They've really just created and made it their own. Different locations have different needs, different interests of students, all of these different topics and leagues, and then of course the different coding solutions.
Yes, definitely.
Well, we are about to the end of our adventure here today, and we've had 2 full hours of celebrating for Earth Week, and we have been hearing about classrooms creating using technology to get their ideas out to the world. So I'd love to just invite our classrooms to keep sharing, keep spreading the news around the work of taking action for our planet. I know you all at Earth Day, and of course us here at TAG too, we're going to keep going, not just during Earth Week, every week we are committing to the planet. So anything before we head off to our final speaker, Emily, anything you want to share from the Earth Day side, messages out to our classrooms?
I just want to congratulate everyone and on their work, and I want them to keep, creating and following their passions. And I can't wait to see where it leads them. These young people have their whole lives ahead of them. And I appreciate how much they care for the planet and their communities.
Absolutely. Kuhn, final messages from Take Action Global, and then we'll turn it over to Emily to introduce our final plenary speaker.
Well, basically really impressed with the students' work, but also the teachers for guiding them and for joining this project as well. So really pleased with seeing everything what has been happening basically, and please keep submitting your work at the website. And also big shout out to the app. Feel free to start using the EarthProject app. And if you have some time left, you can join our Build a Change Lego challenges, our monthly challenges, which only take like 30 minutes a month.
That's right. You can make it your own. All of our thanks to the teachers who are bringing these activities into classrooms. I don't think any of our schools are required to do this. They are doing this because they believe in this work. This is extra on top of everything else that they are doing. So to our teachers and our schools, thank you for leading the way with your amazing groups of students. And Emily, we have one final very special message that I'd love to turn it over to you to introduce.
Yes, our last guest speaker is Rochelle Strauss. She's an author, educator, and an advocate for climate education, and she's a wonderful message to share with everyone today.
Hello, everyone, and happy Earth Day. My name is Rochelle Strauss, and I'm an educator and children's author, and I live in Toronto, Canada. You may be familiar with some of my work. There's The Tree of Life, the incredible biodiversity of life on Earth, and One Well, the story of water on Earth, and my most recent book, The Global Ocean. I'm so delighted to be here today to be part of your Earth Day celebrations. Thank you so much for having me and inviting me. When I was growing up, my house was filled with books about nature and the environment. From the amazing animals to incredible ecosystems, I spent hours devouring those books. I loved learning about all the things in nature. My mom loved an oceanographer named Jacques Cousteau particularly, which meant that all of Jacques Cousteau's books were in our house, every single one of them, and I devoured them. I would spend hours learning about ocean ecosystems like coral reefs and oyster reefs, and about ocean creatures like dolphins and whales and seahorses and jellyfish and sharks. I loved them all. I think I even learned how to read by looking at the little captions underneath the photos of his beautiful books. As I got older, I started to think about all of the books that I read as I went to university and studied, and I started to understand how these early books really shaped who I was, what my interests were, what I was most passionate about, and what I wanted to do with my life. And they made me realize how books have this incredible ability to help young people learn about the world around them, especially children's books. And as someone who loved to tell stories, I wanted to write books about nature and help young people see the incredible magic that is around us in the natural world. Stories about the amazing species that we share this planet with, and stories about the incredible processes like the water cycle and the carbon cycle, and how these systems work to keep the planet and everything on it alive and well. Nature is just filled with incredible stories. Most recently, I also started to write stories as a way to inspire hope. These are stories about people taking action or designing solutions that could help protect the planet. Kind of like what you guys did in your Coding for Climate projects. But why is it so important to write about hope? Well, to me, it's important to have both an understanding of what's happening to the planet, but also to have hope. Jane Goodall has talked about hope in a way where she says, hope is not passive, hope is active. Hope is a verb. When we have hope, we're inspired to take action and make a difference. And even when things are feeling overwhelming and scary, taking action, any action, doing something can help us feel better. These actions can start to make us see and feel that we can make a difference, and we can. And doing something, no matter how big or small, can have a powerful impact. I want you to think for a moment about the projects you just finished working on. Classrooms all around the world have come together today because of those projects, and those projects all had something to do with tackling the climate crisis. Each of your projects on their own is a story of hope. But I bet you didn't just work on those projects in isolation or in a vacuum. You worked closely with your group, for sure, but I bet you talked about your projects and what you were doing to everyone around you, to all your friends outside of your classroom, with your family and your neighbors, even with the people in your community. And every time you shared a story about what you were doing, you shared a moment of hope. And that moment of hope likely inspired someone else to think about their place on the planet and to take action or make changes in their lives that would protect it. Your stories inspired others. I guarantee it. And as you inspired others to think or act positively for the planet, then their actions continue to inspire other people to take action. And those actions inspired even more people to take action. I call these stories ripples of change. When a single action shared with others as a moment of hope inspires others to act as well. Ripples of change. It's kind of like a domino effect. You take an action, and then that leads to someone else taking an action, which leads to someone else taking action, which leads to another action, and so on and so on. And when these actions or ripples of change start to grow, all of these ripples come together to make that big wave of change that we need to protect the planet. And knowing there are so many of you online today thinking about the planet and caring for the planet through your projects is what gives me hope. I encourage all of you to keep looking for stories of hope and being inspired by the stories of others. And more importantly, to share those stories of hope with the people in your lives, which will help inspire more action. As long as we have hope, we will keep moving forward with projects and actions that will protect the planet. And if you're looking to learn more about the planet, about nature and the environment, or to discover more stories of hope, I definitely suggest that you swing by your local library. There are some incredible children's books out there about nature and the environment and the wonderful stories of action and hope that are happening around the world. And I promise you, those stories will wow you, inspire you, and continue to give you hope. Congratulations to everyone on all the incredible projects you've achieved and you've tackled through the Coding for Climate project. I'm so incredibly impressed by your work and excited for the future because you are what gives me hope. Have a wonderful Earth Month and a wonderful rest of your webinar. Thank you.